Valentine's Day 2010 at the ANZAC Tea Parlor in the Dalles, Oregon is about much more than sweets and romance. One of the Gorge's best-kept secrets, the charming tea parlor is baking their delicious signature treats around the clock to raise funds for the earthquake relief effort in Haiti. On January 12, 2010, an inland earthquake of catastrophic magnitude devastated the Caribbean island country, claiming hundreds of thousands of lives and destroying an estimated 250,000 homes, resulting in the displacement of more than 1 million people. In the wake, Americans and citizens around the globe rallied to the country's aid. For most, the tragedy unfolded far from home, but for Bev Iggy, the tremors reverberated 3,300 miles to her quaint tea parlor in the Columbia Gorge. Bev's daughter, Rachel, and son-in-law, Joel, were working as human rights activists in Haiti at the time of the earthquake. The young newlyweds were inside their top-floor apartment as the 5-story building collapsed and crumbled. They both miraculously survived and sustained only minor injuries. 1 month after returning to the United States to receive medical attention, Rachel and Joel are lending their helping hands at the ANZAC Tea Parlor for the Valentine's Day fundraiser. Today, cupcakes are the big sellers, and Rachel is churning out the criminally delicious pastries by the dozen. Rachel's cupcake frosting philosophy is simple. The more frosting, the better. After smothering the cupcakes in heaps of frosting, Rachel mixes red dye into fondant, an edible cream confection that can be easily colored and is commonly used to decorate cakes. Though the popular TLC series Cake Boss has made fondant a household term, the word is commonly mispronounced as fondant. Once Rachel carefully rolls out the fondant, she cuts it into hearts, which are used to adorn the cupcakes. With the cupcakes ready for sale, Rachel turns her attention to another favorite, cake. Despite Bev being the resident baking expert, she insists that her daughter Rachel is a far superior cake decorator. She begins by gently cutting the chocolate cake into 2 separate layers, a process called torting, which allows Rachel to alternate the layers with frosting. From there, she generously frosts the bottom layer. Once covered, the second layer of cake is stacked on top and frosted. Despite the thick layer of frosting already on the cake, this is only the crumb coat. After the crumb coat has chilled, another layer of frosting is added. Now caked with creamy frosting, Rachel adds the finishing touch, a large fondant heart. The Haitian earthquake fundraiser was an overwhelming success. On the first day of the 2-day event, ANZAC Tea Parlor experienced one of its busiest days since opening back in 2004. Despite limited advertisement, the community turned out in droves. Sweets flew off the shelves faster than they could be baked. The event was such a success that when CGN7 arrived to tape this segment in the afternoon of the first day, there wasn't a cake, cupcake, or chocolate-dipped strawberry to be found. In all, ANZAC Tea Parlor raised $545 for the earthquake relief effort in Haiti. That is a whole lot of cupcakes. Learn more about the ANZAC Tea Parlor at www.anzactea.com and follow Rachel and Joel's humanitarian work in Haiti at www.joelandrachelhoffman.wordpress.com.